Welcome back to the Takeout. There was a hearing today in federal court over President Trump's White House ballroom renovation. Federal appeals court justices questioned the administration's decision to start construction on the ballroom without congressional approval. In this hearing, Justice Department attorneys basically told the court there is nothing that court or any court could do to stop this project. As this legal battle plays out, a new report from the watchdog group Public Citizen found ballroom donors have won $50 billion in new government contracts. In response, the White House calls the contracts, quote, fake conflicts of interest, unquote. Robert Weissman is the co-president of Public Citizen. He joins us now. Robert, what did you find and how did you find it?
Well, what we did is build on an earlier report and found that since the East Wing was demolished, the more than 24 companies that have contributed to Trump's ridiculous ballroom project have received more than $50 billion in government contracts. If we go back 5 years before, they have received collectively $330 billion in government contracts.
So is there anything illegal about this process? You donate to a project at the White House, you get government contracts. Is there anything plainly under the black letter of the law that is illegal about that?
No, I mean, as you're highlighting, the destruction of the East Wing and the whole construction project is probably itself illegal. But the solicitation of this money for an alleged civic project and then separately doling out hundreds of billions of dollars of contracts, reportedly with no connection between the two, no, that's not illegal.
Got it. Sometimes in Washington, it is said the scandal isn't what's legal. No, isn't what's illegal, it's what's legal. Yeah. And this possibly might fall under that umbrella terminology. But you also, as I understand it, found that enforcement actions or investigations that could lead to enforcement actions against many of these donor companies have shifted. What did you find?
Yeah, about 2/3 of the companies that have made these donations that we know about were facing enforcement actions of some kind, whether it was antitrust lawsuits, civil rights lawsuits, employment law. And what we've seen is an overall policy of this administration of running away from any enforcement actions against corporations while embracing the weaponization of government against those who are perceived to be Donald Trump's political enemies. So these companies that have made these contributions, they're benefiting from that overall policy, and they're getting some specific benefits as well. A couple of the companies have had cases dropped, others are being settled on really generous terms. Now, maybe this administration, which is so opposed to enforcing the law against big corporations, would have done so anyway. But the contributions they're making to the White House ballroom, small price to pay for the massive rewards they're receiving from this Trump administration.
Well, let's just pick up on some of the terminology you just used. So what's the return on investment? Give me an idea, my audience an idea, how much these donors have given and what they have received in return, either for cause as a quid pro quo or just, well, kind of magically.
Yeah, well, if we just take the simple amount they've contributed to the ballroom, we don't really know all the donors. Trump says he's raised $400 billion. And not all of them from these companies, but the companies themselves have received $50 billion. So that's more than 100 times what at the maximum they've contributed. It's probably more like 200 times what they've contributed just in terms of these contracts. If you look at the savings they might receive from non-enforcement of the law against them, it's probably easily equal that amount.
So I just want to make sure I heard you.
It's a pretty good idea to make an investment of $1 if you can make $400 or $500 back in return, and that's what we're looking at.
Just want to make sure I heard you correctly. So when you take all the donors, and we don't know their identities in toto, but 400 million with an M, 400 million in, 50 billion out thus far. Do I have that correct?
Exactly correct.
I appreciate the time. Thank you for your expertise and all that information. Robert Weissman, Public Citizen, thank you.